she coming to life. Yes, sir. She definitely coming to life, gang. What it do, gang? It's your little homie, Warren G-Body. And you know, I'm still up in the rock shop. Welcome back to the Rock Shop Garage, gang, for another edition of Rock Shop Chronicles, gang, as we push forward to getting one of these amazing G-Bodies back in traffic. All right, gang, this is going to be part 7, and we're going to get it all done and finished up in this video. We've drug this out pretty long. I didn't want the videos to be like, super duper long, so we broke it up into parts. But yeah, this is going to be the final video for the Ron Francis setup. You can see here we got some things going on here, man. We got the panel was finally living in its spot. We still need to do some cosmetic work, but that'll be a totally different video when we start doing the firewall. So right now, it's just in and we good to go. We've already got wire pulled through. This is everything that's going to be going down to the starter. So you got your to the starter and the starter area routing. You got your purple wire for the solenoid. You got your ignition wire that's coming down to the starter. And then the panel, the Ron Francis panel wire is going to be going over to where the battery stuff is going to be. Of course, the battery's relocated to the back. We got to do some cutting on the firewall so we can make a pass through. I'm going to do this in a separate video, how I'm going to set all this stuff up. We're just going to stay focused on the actual panel with this series. But yeah, we got to get all this situated because the battery is in the back. And we are trying to get this thing to where we can turn the key and then let all the switch power flow through. Now, one cool thing about the Ron Francis setup, gang, is that let's say if you don't have a steering column, but you want to test your switch power setup, it's called select the fuse. Now I got here we go. So right here, these circuits right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, these circuits right here, I can move this over one. And I believe these are going to be all switch circuits. So this is so when you turn the key, the power flows through. But without a steering column, you can't turn the key. So what you can do is you can move this over one, and that's going to let the power that's coming into the panel continue on as if you had the key turned. You feel me? So as you can see here, we got everything populated real clean. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm really happy with this now. I do like the way that the SS came out or is coming out. And I had notes for that setup, which bags I put first, because they give you bags as you saw in previous videos. And then you start, wiring the bags in. Well, on the SS, I wired a certain bags first. And I like the way everything was coming out in this area. So you got everything coming out going this way. You got some other stuff going that way instead of crisscrossing like I got here. That still is cool. Everything is safe and clean and up out the way. But yeah, so we're good there. What we're going to be working on, gang, is I got to get this door open so I can get this wire through, cut a hole, grommet, power wire going through. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that power to a little distribution lug, and then from there that lug's going to go down to the starter. Then this ignition power will go down to the starter, as well as the purple wire is going to go down to the starter. So we're going to be cutting all that and getting that where we need it to go. And then because my this is pretty messed up, the steering column, I'm just going to move. This steering column's bad too, but this one at least has all the stuff needed to actually turn and get it going. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can't get the key out, for one. I can't get the key out, so I don't know what's going on there. And two, I don't have all my You know what I mean? I don't got all my stuff here. So I got nothing. I got nothing here. See what I mean? There's nothing here. Nothing's there. So I don't know what's going on. I don't remember that being gone, but oh well. But yeah, gang, so we got to figure out. But this up here is tight. So what I might end up doing is taking this apart, and the parts that I'm missing in that one, just swap these parts over there. Then it'll be nice and tight, and then get this one rebuilt later. But yeah, gang, so we're good there. And we picked up this little tray right here from Trick Chassis. Little pricey, but I needed it right away. I didn't feel like cutting nothing, so I just went ahead and ordered it. But yeah, we got to do a little bit of trimming out. We got these little notches in here so I can get this to drop down. You feel me? The spare wheel is going to get cut out because this is where right off the frame, that's right where the the fuel pump's going to go right there. So with the spare tire wheel in the way, I only have like that much room in there, and it's too tight. So we're going to cut that out. This is going to cover it. And I'm thinking about doing like a hinge somehow where I can remove this cover if I need to get to the fuel pump. You feel me? I'm thinking about doing that, game, where I can just do what I need to do with the fuel pump. I can set the battery off to the side, you know, if I need to test stuff, turn the key, and it do its thing. And then when I'm done, I can kind of bolt it all up. Maybe I could do like a removable, where I can remove this whole pan, or I can do it where it's on a hinge in that area so I can reach down and get to the fuel pump. So I'll know what I can do once I get that area cut out. So yeah, but for right now, gang, we just gonna set the battery on top. We're gonna hook the power up to it, get that hole drilled out, run the zero gauge all the way through, and then we're gonna have it on a single pole lug. So it looks like a T, and you just put you put your lugs over the terminal, and then I'll run one terminal down to the alternator. So I'll bring it through, loop it up to that lug, and then 4 gauge will run down to the alternator. And then I'll be able to turn the key, and I'll be able to test everything out. You feel me? So we got some work to do on this vid, gang, and we'll be testing a lot of circuits. We'll be testing to make sure the headlight circuit is working, to make sure the turn signal circuit is working, that all the lights going to the back, all the wires going to the back. This is exactly what I did on her 79, and I did on this one when I got it back. I had to do a few little things to make sure stuff was working correctly. But yeah, we'll get that cracking, gang, to see juice going through, testing it, and making sure that every circuit is working correctly. But yeah, let's get it, and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Yes, sir. Real quick fade in. Just wanted to show y'all the pan. It's in there, not in there, but just the mock-up. And the battery be about right around in this area. Yes, sir. Yeah. Again, I don't want the, my boy was like, oh man, put the battery down in there, but I need the tray cut out because the fuel pump's gonna sit on the side. But you see, this was pricey, man. It was like $100 and something for that piece of metal. But it was already cut out, and I just didn't have the time, man, to go to the metal store, find the metal, cut the metal. I just didn't have time, so I went ahead and just ordered it. But yeah, there we go. So what I'm working on now, gang, is I gotta make a line. We already got this line, but I gotta cut it, and this is how I'm going to introduce the power for now until we get the distribution block. So the 0 gauge is going to come up and connect here, and then this is going to run down to the starter for now. I could actually just use this if I wanted to, but I decided I wanted to run the other panel for the protection, the Mega Fuel setup. So I just said, I'll run it on up to that one little distribution block, and then each lug will run out to where it needs to go. So, but this is how we're going to get it cracking now. I don't have one big enough for the 0 gauge, so I'm gonna have to use one of my sound system ones. I got some in here somewhere. I gotta find them. But yeah, so we're gonna get that cracking, and I'm pretty sure that I'll have to open up the holes on those lugs. And if you ever wondered, you got some stamps on here, and it's got little sizes. It'll tell you It'll tell you if it's 2 gauge, 1 gauge, 4 gauge, 0 gauge, and then it'll also give you a size of what this hole is right here. So it gives you the hole size for this, and it gives you the hole size for this. So you got 5/16, you got 3/8. I believe this one is a 3/8, yeah, and that's what size this lug is. So let's see if I tried to use, because some of them are 2 gauge here, but then they're that size there, and see, that won't fit. So, you know, you figure out what size this lug is, and then that'll tell you what you need to get. So that is a 3/8. So this is that has a 2 by 3/8. So 2 gauge by 3/8. Of course, 2 gauge isn't going to be big enough for the 0 gauge that we're going to be hooking up. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to bring y'all back in a minute. I'm sure I got some sound system ends that I can use for now, so we can get this thing tested. All right, y'all, fading it out. All right, gang, we back in. So as I said before, we're not real about cosmetics right now. We'll get to the prettying it all up, but that panel was in and ain't going nowhere. All right, so what we're doing now is we're running everything that's in this bottom loom is going to come down like this and then run along this little channel right here. That's how I usually like to do it. See, I got some holes drilled out in here. And what I like to do is I like to run it all along that little lip, up out the way, away from headers, away from moving parts, and just zip tie everything that's going to that right there. And that's where that's going to live. So let me see what we got up underneath. We got our little crimper. We're going to get that going. Let's see what we got up underneath here. Oh, I ain't seen that flex plate in so many years, man. We put some love into this build, gang, and this was 13 years ago. This is where my thought process was. Yeah, I know I got royal purple up in it. Look at ARP here, ARP on the back, ARP holding in the starter, and our starter, gang, is the same one that I got on the Elko motor. And you can see here, I got a little piece of 4 gauge that's running to it. I just made that line. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna run that. We're gonna run 4 gauge once I drill it out and just run it right to here. All I wanna do, this video, I just wanna turn the key, test all the circuits, and then turn it and see if the starter does what it needs to do. I'm pretty sure the starter needs to be shimmed. Pretty sure it needs to be shimmed, but we'll find out. And all I'm doing now, gang, is just running. See, like this. This is gonna run over. But the way I like to do it is I want to drill holes out all along this little channel right here so that this wire can just tuck, you feel me, up out the way, away from everything. This is where the transmission is gonna be. And then it runs all, sorry about that, gang, it runs all the way around. Then it exits, and it'll hit right here. And I'm trying to keep it, I'm gonna keep all the lines long until everything is pretty much in place. Cause, you know, we got the piping that's gonna come down and I don't have any of that yet. So once I cut these lines, that's it. So I don't wanna, just for this start, we're just gonna leave everything long and kind of just run it to the side here until we get to that point. You feel me? So yeah, all right, let me get back to it, gang, and I'll bring you guys back in a minute. Yes, sir. And we are back in. All right, so off camera, I got a little bit done. Didn't worry about getting this all fished around yet because I'm not cutting anything to size yet. And because I don't want to zip tie that down, we still got to work this whole area. So I left everything long. I got a lug on this end. We got one on that end. And then, let me climb up underneath, gang. And I'm gonna take me a quick break. Your boy is starving. Let me get up underneath here, see what we got. I connected everything. All right, and like I said, this is just so we can hear, you know, the flex plate here, the starter engaged with the flex plate, and that's it. So we'll have everything up out the way. We got the deal right here, and then that 0 gauge inside the But once I drill this hole out, I can't drill it out right now. I'm gonna be real careful and take it slow. That way I don't tear anything up. You know what? I'm not gonna be able to get in. We'll figure it out, gang, but we're gonna get it drilled out. Or if I have to drape it outside the window and get it down to this lug, that's gonna introduce 12-volt power right to here. And then that transfers up to there. You see where I'm going? Yeah, I could have just ran the 0 gauge straight to this if I wanted to, but it's all good. We'll get it to this point and go there. Yeah, now that I think about it, I could have just ran the 0 gauge right there. But it's all good. We got the purple wire hooked up, the other wire hooked up, and like I said, we're gonna leave it all alone for right now. You feel me? But yeah, all right, gang, so I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll get back out here after it. Yes, sir. Whew, quick fade in, gang. The phone is shutting down because it's so damn hot in here. All right, so wheel back on. We're gonna pull this over, get that wheel off, and then I'll start the whole drilling out. Had to take a little break. Man, it is burning up out here. A little arts and crafts. Taped that up, painted it up right quick. Yeah. We're gonna be getting this going in a little bit. Yes, sir. But yeah, gang, we was also messing. I'm jumping all over the place. Supposed to be on the Malibu, but I want to get a fire up on that one. We ain't fired it up in a minute. Let it idle. But yeah, so goal is push this over and then get that wheel off, and then we can start the whole drilling out. So let me get to it, and I'll bring you guys back in. All right, gang, we got the car pushed over. I was able to, from this side, get in there and see what was going on. The latch wasn't going all the way down. So we got the door open, which is wonderful because now I don't have to take that damn wheel off. I can leave the wheel on. Now I can, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I got room for activities now. So let me go ahead and get to it. And we're going to get this off. I might as well just spray this door too since I'm over here. But I ain't going to worry about that right now. The main thing right now is not arts and crafts, getting this hole drilled out. So with that said, see now, I can take that speaker pod out. And now we can get to it, gang. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Let me get my drill bit ready. And then let me get to it. Yes, sir. All right, gang. We back in. I've been trying to bring updates, but it's so hot today, man, that the phone keeps shutting down. So it's been interrupting. But yeah, we got the hole drilled out. And this is just for the power. And so we can get it going. I'm just going to run this straight to the starter. I had a little jumper, but this is more than enough to make it down there. So we're going to make it down there and just, this is all so I can turn the key, hear the starter go, and then, you know, get power up to the panel. It's the only reason why we doing all of this, gang. So in order to get that cracking, we got to move the battery over. And I need to drill a hole out so I can get the ground wire down to the frame, drill that out, and then boom, go from there. So we still got a little work to do. I'll bring you guys back in as I, you know, make some progress. But yeah, this is gonna work out. I kind of took the other little 0 gauge ground I had, put that up in there, put the piece on to see if it would fit. No problems. And that looks real clean. It just disappears. I'm hoping I can run this here. I'm trying to figure out how this whole Terminator X Max mount works. I don't know, it's a trip. These feet, it's supposed to, these feet go here, and then the Terminator X Max sits on the rubber feet, and then you screw this into the feet. But if I can pull this out, then I can pull the whole Terminator X Max piece off. Unless there's something else, man, that's supposed to be there. I don't know. But we gonna figure it out. But yeah, I'll probably put one more hole right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at that right now, gang. Probably put one more hole right there. And then we'll be able to run the ground through. And I might put another little hole somewhere in here. That way, if I'll just put the grommet in. If I never need it, whatever. But if I need it, I'll have that there and I can utilize it. So one will be for power, one will be for ground, and we'll keep it moving. But yeah, we're moving and grooving. We also, not in this video, but I'll be running wire out to the panel for my, I got the little Chevy bow tie door vents that they're LED, and then I have some speaker pods that are back here that are LED. These will be hooked into the door pin, and then these will be hooked into when I pull the stock over there. So the dash lights and stuff, those will pop on, and I might put like a little push button switch if I want to turn them off to interrupt the ground. So, but there that is, gang. We looking good. I'm gonna start, you know, routing all of this where I want it to go, real clean, getting everything done. Yes, sir. But one thing out the way and one step closer to getting some juice, you know, going through the whole setup, gang. Let's get it. Faded back in, gang. Your boy been out here all night, man. I've been working. Painting. Sandblasted those at work. And I went ahead and painted them up, like 3 coats, little roll bar and chassis. Been out here, man, making grounds. So now we got some solid grounds. I got an extra one here if I need it. Run out to whatever. But we got 4 gauge going from there up. And I tested all of them with the multimeter. So we are good there. And this is, for what I'm trying to do, this is way overkill. So, of course, we got the power coming down. But when we're ready to do the whole deal and get this started, we're going to have double 0 gauge on the ground running all the way up through. And then I'm either going to go into that distribution block, or this is going to be my star. So off the battery to right there. And then from there, we're going to go out to each head and then to the body. And then you see what I mean? To the firewall, then over to the heads, then over to the block. So yeah, I got to see if we got one back here that I can tap. No, I don't see one back there. I don't see nothing back here that I can possibly tap into. No, on the LS3. Oh, well, we got another one right there. So we'll see. We'll see how we do, man. I really want something that's going to be straight off the battery. But yeah, there it is. But for what I need to do right now, gang, that'll work. Like I said, I tested them, and that's good, just to make sure we had continuity. So I tested, you know, took my little multimeter, tapped one spot, and then way over on another spot that was clean and got beep. So I know it's definitely connected. But what we're going to do here is we're going to get this plate out the way. I got it notched, I got it marked, so I can notch it, so I can slide it back. And then what we'll do is I'm gonna cut out a little area so I can get the drill in there, drill out the frame, clean it up. You see what I mean? What I'm actually gonna do when it's time to get this tub out, instead of cutting it all the way out, what I'm gonna do is just drill out the, I forgot what you call them, but welders, something to do with welding. They have little bitty, I can't think of the name right now, again, because I ain't been to sleep yet. But we're gonna drill those out. Spot welds, my bad, gang. We're gonna drill those spot welds out later. But for right now, what I'm trying to do is get this video finished up, and we just want to see power go through the system and check each one of the circuits. So let me get after it, and I'll bring you guys back in. Yes, sir. And we back in, gang. All right, so I did a little bit of grinding. I don't want to put too much time into this because I still got to get this off. If I take too much away, you feel me, this is being filled up with a lot of this stuff. May have taken a little too much off right there, but we can fill that back in with weld. No big deal. Of course, it's going to be dynamatic, you know, fat mat, whatever. And then we're going to have the up underneath. It's going to be done in U-Paw Raptor liner. So, but what I'm gonna do now, gang, is I'm gonna leave this alone, and what I'm gonna get into now is I'm gonna cut this whole section out right here. I'm gonna cut this whole section out, and so I can get access to the frame. I think I want the negative right in this area, somewhere around in here. So I'm gonna cut a nice little section out. That way I can get the gun up in there, or the drill up in there, and drill out and put a for now, just a little ground situation right there. But we're gonna have a beefy setup Once I get the frame out, that's when I'll do all the extra stuff. But for right now, I'm just gonna put a riv nut in there, and that'll get the ground that I need so I can turn the key and test the circuits. So let me get to that, and I'll bring you guys back in. We getting closer. And we faded back in. Whoo, mail call, sloppy mechanics. We're gonna see what that is later on. Something for the Elco. Yeah, all right, y'all. It is after 12. I have been up. I am dangerously tired. Like, I can't even drive right now. I'm like drunk. But I had to get it finished, so I was very careful with things. I had to do some cleaning up underneath. Yeah, I just drilled a hole out just to get something through. And we just, I can't see because I got there we go. I think that's it right there. I got one of them little covers where you can't see nothing when you're looking from the side. So I think think that's it right there. So yeah, we just did that right quick, gang. Just for now, just so we can get it grounded. So right now, the only thing I don't have grounded is the body, but trust me, it's gonna be grounded. But yeah, so let me go on up here and see what it do. And then, gang, I'm gonna lay my butt down, and then later on when it cools down, I'm gonna check all the circuits and all that stuff, and then I'll end the video. But right now, we got juice coming all the way up front. It's coming all the way to the panel right now. I'll probably put the steering column in. I'm too tired right now to do it. When I tell y'all I'm wasted, I am wasted. So let's see what it do. Oh, shit, see? Just simple little things, gang. Let me go get the, unless I can reach it from here. Yeah, I can reach it from here. It's just little simple stuff, gang. Your boy is tired, but I wanted to get it done this weekend. This is my weekend. This is my Sunday. Today is Thursday. So let's go ahead on and turn this to volts. And I'm going to check it right here. Because normally what power's coming in right now. Right now, power's coming into there. And power should be coming in on the big lug right here. So I'm just gonna check it right there, and then I'm gonna fade it on now, gang, and lay my butt down. Hopefully I didn't get any paint. Just gonna stick it down in there. All right, let's see what it do. So we gonna let me get it grounded right. Let me get this grounded right, gang, and I'll bring you guys back in. See what I'm saying, gang? Your boy is tired. I didn't hook it back up. All right, so we good there. Now we got juice going through, but that's what I'm talking about, man. I am at that critical point, man, where I am wasted tired. So I'm not trying to operate any heavy machinery, nothing at this point, because it's like I'm drunk. But I still got my wits about me. You can see me navigating through here. But yeah, let me get this done right quick. And then, gang, I'm going to lay my butt down. And when it's pretty hot in here too, gang. And I haven't had anything to eat. So let me, oh, there we go. Yeah. We up. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, 12.4. I'm just checking it right here at the headlight switch. So yeah, we got juice coming through, gang. There it is. Yes, sir. Man, I gotta pat myself on the back. And my boy Jerry, may you rest in peace, my brother. You were always on my mind, man. You said, Warren, you can do this. This, you of all people, man, you can get this cracking, Warren. So yeah, we not out the woods yet, but man, yeah, I gotta from nothing to something. You feel me? That's what this whole Malibu is, and I bought this from Jerry. So this is why, man, I'm pushing and pushing and pushing. you gotta want it. You feel me? And right now, you can tell your boy is zonked. I want it. So we good. So we got juice coming through. Later on, I'm gonna test a few circuits. I'm gonna go ahead and put the steering column in here, and then we'll see what that does. You feel me? But yeah, gang, I'm gonna go ahead and lay down and get me some sleep, man, because your boy is tired. Now this is, there we go, yeah. There it is, man. So I'm gonna lay my butt down, get some sleep, and I'll fade you guys back in a minute. Yes, sir. And we back in. All right, y'all. So late night, early morning wrenching. I'm supposed to be asleep. You know, when the shop starts looking like this, your boy been in here doing a whole lot of rigging, a whole lot of wiring, just to get this video finished up. All right. So on the panels, man, even on the American Auto Wire panel, when all the wires that come up front, so for your headlights, for your parking lights, you know, your front and rear parking lights, when you pull the stalk on the first click, those lights turn on. And then when you pull the stalk for your second click to turn your headlights on, it kills the parking light circuit. And I don't know why they do that. There must be a reason. But all you need to do is move a pin over. And I forgot to do that on this pin, so I tested. When I pulled the stalk, grounded, we got juice coming to the parking lights for the front and for the rear. But when I pulled the stalk again, the power killed out, and I was like, oh shoot, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so I had to do some major rigging because I need this over here so I could turn the key. I also needed this over here, that meaning the steering column, because it has the high-low beam switch in there. Now, I just happen to have an extra one, and so what I did is I just plugged into it. You know what I mean? I just plugged into that new one that I have. And so we got that going. We got the battery plugged up in the back. And so right now, when I pull this stalk, there's juice going to all the parking light circuits. So the rear parking light circuit's got juice to it. The front parking light has juice to it. For left, right, all the way around the car. There's juice flowing through all of those wires. Now, when I pull it again, the headlights are going to turn on through the harness. So the power is going to come, it's running into the switch and then out to the high-low beam. Then when I pull it, depending on which one it is, it'll let it pass and go on out to the headlights. Now, when I pull it again, headlights turned on. But now the power has killed to the parking lights. So I need to move that pin over one and put it on the correct prong. So I don't know why they sent it out that way, but here it is, gang. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she coming to life. Yes, sir. She definitely coming to life, gang. Yeah, we had to do some major rigging, gang. So I made some real solid grounds. Ground to the block, ground from the frame to the firewall. We're also getting some stuff going on over there. That's gonna be, we starting to pretty all that up. And we're setting up a ground from here to right here. So I'm starting to, I need to get all that powder coat off. And once we get that going, we'll nutsert that. Then that'll be a nice solid ground here. Now when I do that one over there, I'm gonna put nutserts all in, like 3 nutserts on this side, 3 nutserts on that side, up in this area. That way we have definite, easy, solid grounds to get to. You feel me? So we'll have one coming off the frame, boom, to the to this guy, 4 gauge, and then I'll be able to tap right into those if I need anything, or I could just screw into it. I might drill a couple of holes out and put some self-tapping screws in there, and this will be grounded off the frame, which is gonna be grounded to the battery. But yeah, gang, so I think I'm gonna close this out, y'all. The other thing I wanted to do was put the steering column in, turn the key, and hear the starter go. Trust me, it's working. Everything is doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm gonna close the video out here, And we'll probably have other videos on wiring because I got a lot of wiring to do. I got to wire up these guys over here. I got to wire these up. These have LEDs in them. Those have LEDs in them. The speaker pods have LEDs in them. There goes a wire for them. So it's a lot of stuff. I got to wire the interior lights. All of that stuff. I got to get the Holley Pro Dash, get that wired in. So there's going to be plenty of wiring videos, gang. But this one, we wanted to get the Ron Francis panel in and show you we have got juice all the way through. If I had my parking lights hooked up, or my brake lights hooked up and all of that has juice going through it. I tested every circuit. So there it is, gang. Another win here in the Rock Shop Garage. Man, we are learning a whole lot with this. We learned a lot off the 79 wiring, and now this is 100% as the 79 was, all me reading the instructions and wiring circuit by circuit by circuit. If I can do it, I know any one of you guys can. So, but there it is, gang. We looking real good, looking real saucy. I'm going to let y'all go. And until the next video, man, it's your little homie, Warren G-Body, up in the Rock Shop Garage, repping 80s, and most definitely keeping the Chevy. Aha, we back in, gang. You didn't think I was going to leave you hanging. Yeah, we going to turn the key. We're going to test a couple of things. Now we got the steering column in. So I know this steering column works because it's the one that was over there. It's janky. I was using it to learn off of so I could, fix the other one. But yeah, so we got it plugged in. We got everything. We gave enough slack to get everything where it needs to go. Can't plug in the turn signal stuff yet. That circuit isn't done, but I'm 100% confident all that's right. But yeah, so we went ahead and plugged the battery up. And let's pull the stalk, see if the lights come on. Now, right now, the parking lamps would be on, so we got juice there. Now, when I pull it again to turn the headlights on, the parking lamps are turning off because I need to move. Those wires are plugging in there. I need to move the beige ones over to a different, like if it's in slot 10, it needs to go to slot 11 or something like that in order to get those to, still stay on. So once I pull it, I don't know why that's an option and why they send it out like that, but they do. So we'll pull it, boom. And now we got headlights. Headlights are on. You can see them reflecting on the toolbox over there. So headlights are on. That circuit's working good. We'll go ahead and turn it off. Now, what we want to do is, we got the body grounded, so I should be able to find a ground spot. Let's go to volts. Got it on volts. Let's find a little ground. I think I can still catch a ground right here. Yeah. And then, let's go ahead, turn the key one time. And now we should have power coming in right here off the switch. And we do. See? So the switch power is working. We got power coming in off the panel. Nothing. And now I'm touching it again. And let's make sure it's going across that fuse. Yep, it's going across that fuse. So we're good there. So now let's turn the key. And the starter, the purple wire should ignite, telling the starter to do its thing, and it should turn on. Oh, shit. Why is it not turning on? You want to know why it's not turning on? Because of neutral safety. This is where the panel is like, hey, I'm live, but I'm not going to fire that car because the car's not in gear. Well, we don't have neutral safety hooked into this yet. It's in this wire right here. So that's going to be the purple and blue one. All right, see this right here? So I'm gonna have to connect these somehow so I can get it to pass through. So basically, power's coming out of one and it's waiting to go back through this other wire and let everything do what it needs to do. And then the purple wire goes down to the starter and tells the starter to do its thing. You see what I mean? That's why nothing's happening. So I can just turn it all I want to. The current's it's broken because it thinks that neutral safety it's out of gear. And that's what neutral safety is for. So let me go ahead, fade you out right quick. I'm gonna figure out a way to connect these two because these are two males and then or females, and then they're waiting for the spade. And then I'll bring you guys back in and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so one more time. See, I got nothing. And you just saw that we had 12 volts. So we got power coming in. So I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna go ahead and connect these and I'm gonna bring you guys back in. Yes, sir. All right, gang. So I just kind of just connected them together. Hopefully that'll stay. So now when I turn that key, you should hear it. All right. Keys turn, and now there it is. Yes, sir. Yeah, that started to sound good too. There it is, gang. So just wanted to show y'all, we're gonna end this out. Everything is working correctly. We got all the circuits are doing what they need to do. Everything is going out. This has been a successful wiring setup for myself. This is my first complete, me adding every wire in setup that I've completed myself. And I'm very, very proud. I know my man Jerry is looking down and smiling on me right now because he was the big motivator. He said, Warren, you can do this. And any of you young brothers can do it too, man. But you got to read them instructions now. With this setup, they give you bag A through whatever. Go in order. That's what I did wrong on this one. On that one, I went in order. On this one over here, I was so excited, man, that I was jumping around. And I was like, why isn't this one coming out? Why are these wires crisscrossing? Because I was going out of order. Bag A first, bag B, bag C, bag D. It's modules, you feel me? So every module, once you complete the module, you test it, and then you move into the next one. Then when you're done with that module, you test it, and you move into the next one. Now that I know this, I got one more G-body to build. We're going with the same harness, and it's going to come out even better. But there it is, gang. I appreciate you riding with your little homie, Warren G-body, up in the rock show, man. We getting it together. We getting it cracking. Now we can move into the other wiring, which will be completely different videos, gang. We're going to be wiring all the under dash lights. We're going to be doing the dome light. We're going to be doing my lights that are going back here. These lights over here. The pin switches, all that stuff. That's easy peasy. After doing this, that's nothing. And everything is still here from OEM, and I'm going to utilize it. So, but yeah, gang, I appreciate you riding with your little homie, Rock Shop Warren, Warren G-Body, Elko Warren, repping 80s and still keeping it Chevy.